In the southern part of Ethiopia, there's a town called Shashamane.
For Rastas around the world, this place is like a sacred ground.
So Haile Selassie came into Jamaica in 1966, and the speech that he made was that we Jamaicans and the Ethiopians are one. Therefore, there's a lot amount of land for us to come and inherit. And he gave us Shashamane.
So I'm here to meet the men and women who were like the first settlers who came here from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from...
A lot of them here from England too, England and America, a lot of them.
What's the population here, do you know?
350, 500 people who actively live here.
Rastafarianism began thousands of miles away in Jamaica in the early 1930s as a spiritual and political movement among black Jamaicans searching for dignity, identity, and freedom. Central to the movement was the teaching of Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey is the Jamaican national hero, and he was the one that told us about the crowning of His Majesty Haile Selassie. He said, "Look to Africa where a king shall be crowned, from him shall come your redemption."
Haile Selassie's birth name was Rastafari Makonnen. The word Ras was not a name, it was a title. You know, in Amharic, Ras means head, a rank reserved for princesses and high nobles in Ethiopia. So before he became emperor, he was known as Rastafari Makonnen or Rastafari Makonnen. In 1930, he was crowned Emperor of Ethiopia, taking the throne name Haile Selassie, which means power of the Trinity. For many in the African diaspora, this moment carried enormous significance. They believed Marcus Garvey's prophecy, look to Africa for the crowning of the king, has finally, officially it has been fulfilled. So for Rastas, Selassie was not just an African emperor.
We see His Majesty Haile Selassie as our God and King.
What does Jah mean to you?
Man say Jah Rastafari and cause say Haile Selassie is Jah Rastafari. You can't think about a God in the sky. That is illusionary concept. The Almighty live within each of and I.
Haile Selassie is the God. The world know, but they could not tell the people. Because if they tell the people will repatriate to Ethiopia.
Ethiopia held a special place in the black imagination because it's never colonized, mentioned in the Bible, and a long history of African royalty and spirituality, right? So for that reason, Ethiopia to them became Zion, the promised land.
Zion is a holy place. This is the land of the free, you know?
So we are God's chosen people to be here, to be chosen.
In 1948, Emperor Haile Selassie granted 500 acres of land to the diaspora, like people of African descent in the diaspora. This was a gesture of pan-African solidarity, and over time, Rastas from Jamaica, from the Caribbean, from Europe, from North America, they all began to make the journey, leaving behind Babylon, a system they believed oppressed them, and then returning to Africa.
So this is the Honorable Bingirai
Rastafari.
from Jamaica, and this man is Bob Marley's best friend.
Really?
Yes, he's his driver. So Bingirai, please.
Why did you leave Jamaica for Ethiopia?
Because we are Ethiopian.
Righteous. We are not Jamaicans, we are not Trinidadians, we are not Barbados, we are Ethiopian, Africans.
What do you think Emperor Haile Selassie would feel today if he sees Shashamane the way it is? How would he feel?
Haile Selassie feel good because we are here. These are his people. I and I is Haile Selassie people. Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. When I arrived in Shashamane, the first person I was introduced to was a Rasta man from the Caribbean islands of Dominica. I spent the entire day with him. He showed me how Rastas live day to day, what they eat, how they reason, how they see the world, and through our conversations, I began to understand what Rastafarianism truly means, not just as a belief, but as a way of life.
My name is Emperor Selassie. I come from a small island in the Caribbean called Dominica. In the Caribbean, I live in the mountains all my life. 7 years never come out till I come across here. Been here from about 1991. Many people come to me for medicine, so I make medicine from natural produce.
So when you walk around Shashamane here, what reminds you of that, like you are in Zion?
Shashamane now is a city, and a city is soon get shitty. Zion, in my concept, would be in the mountain. The foundation of mankind is in nature. The nature that a Rastaman evolved himself is supposed to be in the mountain, living, praying, overstanding the creation and planting food.
So what does Rastafari mean to you, beyond the hair, the music, and the image?
Rastafari is a recognition of the divinity of His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, according to Solomonic dynasty and what have you. So this is a foundational aspect of Rastafari. But Rastafari incorporates everything African. As Adam was a Rastaman, in that concept that we've been there from the beginning, nothing has not changed. That is the knowledge we have of ourselves. We are ever living beings. So we do not conceptualize death, we only conceptualize itineral living. And I would divinely conceptualize. The white man come with his own concept of what them call their God. But it's you know to understand what that means to you.
So what does Jah mean to you?
Well, Jah is just a word you will find in the Bible that means the Almighty. It's an expression like saying Almighty. Instead of saying God, you can say Jah.
But when you say Jah, who do you refer to?
Well, it's the source of life. You can man say Jah Rastafari and call say Haile Selassie is Jah Rastafari. You understand? That is just expressions of concept. But liberty is, that is something you have to go in with into higher heights to conceptualize. You can't think about a God in the sky. That is illusionary concept. You have to think of whatever they conceptualize to be the Almighty is a living being, because it's the Almighty live within each of I and I. I and I are not just skin and bone. There's a divine spark within all of I and I. That combined spark is what is the concept of source of all life.
Which book does the Rasta believe in? Is it the Bible? Do you take some things from the Bible, or?
Yeah, we read the Bible as a whole book, but like I tell you, you're careful of the King James Version. King James Version is what they come with slavery. In Ethiopia itself, there's a whole liturgy of religious script, you know, that is more ancient than that King James that they gave to you. So you have to search that out for yourself. And then you have to recognize that if a man really wants to know what it's like, so you don't hook yourself on this one book. You have to, within your own mindset, conceptualize the essence of life. Book is just a guidance. You read and you absorb. But the main thing is to grow your own intellect.
How old are you? How old are you?
Me? I'm just 71.
You said just 71.
Yeah, I just born. I have an next 70 to go. But man wasn't born today. Death is not a concept of life. You just live.
Give thanks for life.
When you live for yourself alone, life has no meaning, you know. You have to pray for peace in the world. What would make me most happy is if man would stop killing one another. Like all now, so there's a war going up in the north. Ethiopian are kill Ethiopian. Insane. How can we be killing your own brother? This is total insanity. So your politicians, them follow the devil. You don't wage war, you don't disrespect your culture. This war, that is Babylon concept of things. I and I, as African people, we are spiritual people. We are not materialistic in nature. So Rastafari is just an acceptance of that reality. It's not a matter of talking it, it's living it.
How do you live it?
And that's by being an African. Africa, you have to you have to plant food, you have to look after creation, respect creation, you have to love your brother and your sister, and live together in peace and harmony. War should never be part of our concept.
You see, Rastafari is not just one single belief system. You know, it has different branches that, or as they call it, mansions. The oldest and most traditional mansion is the Nyabinghi. It focuses on African spirituality, you know, ritual drumming, chanting, and a simple way of life. Nyabinghi followers often practice strict Ital living, staying close to nature and tradition. Then you have the Bobo Ashanti. They are the most visually distinctive, right? They are known for their long robes, turbans, and a disciplined lifestyle. Bobo Ashanti emphasizes holiness, separation from what they call Babylon, and strict moral codes. The most recent and most widespread mansion is the 12 Tribes of Israel. It is more organized and strongly connected to the Bible, with members symbolically linked to one of the 12 tribes of Israel based on their birth month. Many followers of the 12 tribes live more integrated, modern lives while still holding on to Rastafari beliefs. But despite all their differences, all Rastafari, like the branches and mansions, they all share the same unique foundation.
Where did you come from originally?
Me? Jamaica. I've been here 25 years. This is the land of the free, you know. So I would like to know, what does your heart do for you?
Heart pumps blood.
No, it keeps you alive. It keeps you alive. It don't pump blood. It keeps you alive, right? The heart, it just beats, right? It does not say nothing. The second sound, it say do good, right? And do good is automatically joined to the heart. Then the heart is saying do good, do good. And when all of it is joined together, it is saying do good, do good. Well, do good, right, is everybody's heart.
What's your name?
Moses Sasha. From the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, I repatriate to Ethiopia, Shashamane, the promised land where God loved to be.
I am Bobo Gabriel and I came here in 2005. I'm not really a Jamaican, I'm an Ethiopian. But because I was born there between reincarnation, I had to get a nationality, an ID, a passport, which is a Jamaican. But when you find your true identity, your background, your lineage, we are not Jamaicans, we are not Trinidad, we are not Barbados, we are Ethiopian, Africans. All black man and black woman, they are free to any state in Africa because that's their birthright. Selassie I, Rastafari.
How do you understand Haile Selassie? Is it as a man, or as a king, or as a divine being?
Yes, because the Bible speaks of it. Revelation 19, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Revelation 5, all these scriptures, Haile Selassie fulfill it. And that is where we know that Haile Selassie is the God. The world know, but they could not tell the people. Because if they tell the people will repatriate to Ethiopia. Everyone is waiting for a God to come from the sky, which will not happen. Because Haile Selassie already crowned King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. From 2,000 years ago, the crown of David, the throne of David is in Addis Ababa. And they say anywhere these things are, that is where God chooses to dwell. Because first you say Israel king is Israel God. And the first king of Israel is King David. King David have a greater son, and he revealed himself in Haile Selassie. Many are called, chosen are few. So I and I, the Rastafari here in Ethiopia now, we are the chosen few.
So what does I and I mean?
I and I means it's like, I and I because I and I was colonized. We never used to speak like how I'm speaking, which is the English language. So I and I means like me and you.
All of us.
But I and I, generally, we are prince and princess. We never used to call you or boy or I and I. I and I stand for I and I, the people.
Use it master for anything like gas in your pain or inflammation in the body.
One of the most important principles in Rastafari life is Ital living.
Pure natural food, untouched by flesh or chemicals.
I are herbivores by creation. We are not carnivores. Carnivores have digestive systems suitable to eating meat. But we are herbivores, like the cow and the goat and the sheep.
For many Rastas, what you put into your body directly affects your spirit. That's why for Rastas, growing your own food is not just practical, it is spiritual. Kabenda here is the herbalist, right? He understands the plants and trees around him, what they heal, what they strengthen, and how they support the body. I spent time with him in his yard, learning about the herbs and vegetables he grows and the benefits of each one.
We use them very much, anything in the digestive system, is most effective,
Yeah.
To clean your blood also. I highly recommend it. This is what they call it comfrey. It's a master for anything like broken bones or any kind of muscular disruption, good also for your lungs. We call this calalo. It comes with the seed from the Caribbean, same way. You try to plant as much as possible. That's the only way you can be safe in this world right now, because a lot of the governments of the world, They signed agreement with Bill Gates to depopulate the population. So they come with their GMO, knowing that it's dangerous and it will kill the people. Them sell their soul for the devil. So I and I as Rasta, our mission is to maintain the original format that I and I as African people know, which is natural living, using the natural produce of the earth, to maintain ourselves.
Another plant that holds deep importance in Rastafari life is Ganja. To many Rastas, Ganja is not a recreational drug. They believe it helps calm the mind, deepen consciousness, and bring the individual closer to truth, nature, and the divine.
So it is important to I and I, very much important. And besides Ganja in itself, have multiple uses. You're not only smoking it, as a lot of people believe. I drink it a lot myself. But here they terrorize I.
But here in Ethiopia, that spiritual belief or practice exists within strict legal limits. Right? Rastas are not fully allowed to grow or smoke ganja as they wish because there are laws protecting that. So even as Rastas, they must carefully navigate their beliefs, whatever, around that or within that reality. So that goes to show you that even in Zion, there are boundaries.
God give it unto man for the use of man. And other man are going to tell me, nothing just to use it. You know what I mean? When God is the creator of it, man will persecute man.
For example, my whole yard full of weed. But earlier in the year, they take one of my brethren, give him 5 years jail for free trees, man. So I'm supposed to have a full field of ganja as a Rasta, man. But if I ever plant that there, they come lock me down. Because they sell alcohol in the shop. They sell cigarette, which give you cancer and kill you. But they fight you down for the herb that heal you from all illnesses and keep your mind in a peaceful state.
So I wanted to understand what life is really like here. Even though most of them call this place home, I really had to ask the hard questions. Do they really feel at home here?
Well, it's technicalities. Those who conscious accept you as brethren and brethren is family. But living in a country where there's political manifestations and ethnic tribalism, and so sometimes you feel the effects of those things. Yeah? We have experienced those things. The matter of time and education and prophecy, everything will fulfill itself. Certain things is a breach of our Pan-African solidarity. We are one people. You can't watch me as a black man come home from the Caribbean and you want to treat me like how you treating a man from Europe or Ethiopia, who is the slave master. So if you want to treat me the same way, then that means something is not balanced. So you're telling me I have to pay 40 euros a day if you overstay, when before you had give all of us an amnesty. Think of it logically, what are you really saying? A Rastaman come home and after 20, 30 years, our name is on a list where they say we'll be granted amnesty. And all of a sudden, for you to take an IMF loan now, you're trying to enforce a payment upon I&I, which is impossible to be paid. So you're frustrating our movements because we still have family links out in the Caribbean, in Europe, wherever, brothers and sisters who we have to go and relate to time and time. So we are Ethiopian people. Our presence in the Caribbean is a consequence of slavery. It's not by free will.
Repatriation is not as simple as it sounds or as it seems. It's like, I'm packing my stuff and we're going back to Zion, we're going back to Africa. Right? This is like starting all over again, adapting to a totally new, different culture, navigating to unfamiliar systems. Some struggle with legal status and documentation. Others face economic pressure or cultural misunderstandings, right? So it's like this, they are no longer part of the countries or the cultures that they left behind, right? But then they are also not fully accepted as locals to the new places that they've arrived. And yet, despite all these challenges, most of them stay because, going back to Africa or going back to Zion, it's not about comfort, right? It has always been about identity and just healing this wound that began like generations ago.
So what do you think the people outside of Ethiopia should know about the life of you here, the Rastas in Shashamane?
Well, the first thing we have to say, we love everyone and we are waiting for our brothers and sisters to come home. And everyone knows it's repatriation because His Majesty said it, the West shall perish. It's not my word. The West shall perish, mean the West shall destroy. You understand? So my word is that, my brothers and sisters, repatriation is a must. No one wants to come home because what the white man tell you about Africa. You understand? But Africa is the glorious place.
What do you think Emperor Haile Selassie would feel today if he sees Shashamane the way it is? How would he feel?
Haile Selassie feel good because we are here. The diaspora, the Jamaican, the Trinidad. These are his people. You understand? I and I is Haile Selassie people. Because he came to us. Because he first loved us. And then we love him. And then we came here.
If this story helped you see Rastafari and repatriation in a new way, please do me a favor. You know, I put in a lot of work in these videos. I spent thousands of dollars making these videos, a lot of time and energy. You know, the only way you can support me as well is by liking these videos and sharing them with as much people. You know, share it as much as possible, right? And also subscribe to the channel, engage with these videos, help with the algorithm and stuff. You know, yeah, thank you so much, and see you on the next one.